Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome back to the episode of our Let's Play for Motorsport Manager. We are running through the Challenge series with Predator Racing Group, and we are finally in the World Motorsport Championship. This is it, guys. This is the final league that we've got to get through. We only needed 2 seasons to get through the Asia Pacific Super Cup. So, how many seasons are we going to need here? I do think it is very telling. We have the 9th best car, so we got some work cut out for us for sure. Although we're not in last place, so that's something, I suppose. We do have the 10th worst drivers currently, although I think a lot of that is just the fact that Alonso just hasn't developed into the driver that he probably could be. Although he's 28 years old, he's getting a little old. I don't know how much more development he actually has. In fact, can we see? Oh no, we're gonna have to get us a new driver. Oh, and I just renewed him to a long contract. Oh, no. Why did I think he was younger? I guess he was a wonder kid that could have been, but will never be. Wow. Wow. He's too old for all the buildings. And he's just starting to degrade. Oh, no. Well, we got Layla for this year. So we'll have him for this year. We'll run him this year. And then probably what will happen is we will bring somebody else in to replace Layla, and then drop him down to backup. Quite frankly, I mean he's going to be a very expensive backup, but I mean I guess he's not that much more expensive than Layla is right now. And then we'll just start working for another person, unless we want to break the contract of one of these two. Oh, that's too expensive to break contracts. Nope, nope. We're not spending $3 million to break contract. We'll just run him this year. And then we'll look for us a new driver at the end of this year. I think that sounds like a plan. All right, cool. Plan accepted. I mean, the fact that he's got a lot of marketability will help us this season. I do have him set as the number 2 driver currently, and I have him set as the number 1, Roland, here. So that's going to help us a bit because I'll be able to just continue to give Roland the best parts. And that will be the plan. Currently, we are developing a new suspension. I mean, here you go. I mean, just look, just bottom of the barrel. We basically got the bare minimum pieces that we could get, you know, coming into a new league that just kind of reset our parts, kind of, hey, this is kind of where you're supposed to be. Oh wow, look how much it jumped up. We were just barely breaking 1,000 in the previous league, and in order to get us even close to the cars that are in this league, I mean, we're already up to almost 2,000 on our engine. That's insane. We do need to start working on some repairs here. I mean, there are no spec parts in this league, so every part needs to be improved. So we're doing a suspension. We know that. Probably like the gearbox or whatever is crucial. Gearbox and front wings. So front wings, gearboxes. Do we want to do the engines, or you know what? Maybe we just do anything that's below 70. Maybe that's the better bet. Thankfully, we have Nurse. That's going to help us out quite a bit. Let's just try and get everything above 70, and then let's start working on some performance for something. Like, what is our... None of these parts are worth really improving performance on, to be honest. I mean, technically, they could get a couple ticks and just be a thing. I don't know. Let's just work on an engine. Just to have something in there, just to ticking up. Let's definitely move Mauricio back over here with his awesome reliability boost. And really just... Oh, this thing's still actually going to get improved in time. Oh, I guess it only needs 5 points. Whatever. Like I said, we're just trying to get some token stuff in here, and we'll go with that. All right. We have $380,000 to our name, which is pretty tight. Can we request additional funds yet? Not too early in the season. Just does, which makes sense. Yeah. I mean, I think that's it. We already scouted everybody, right? Like, I don't think there's anybody else. Oh, we got one more guy scouting right now. I mean, we're going to have to do some scouting this season. Oh, there's a driver we can scout. 16 years old. Please be a wonder kid with 100% marketability. That would be amazing. I mean, speaking of really good potential, I mean, 21 years old. Got some potential. Not currently hired. He's mean, though. So we'll never cap out his mechanic relationship. Which, oh, definitely won't because of 2 things there. Yeah, I don't think so, buddy. I mean, he's got good marketability, though. We'll come back to that. Oh, here comes our forecast center. Yeah. That's going to help out a lot. Where's it at? Forecast center, max level reached. So, I mean, we're getting there on a few pieces. We got a few more to go. I mean, we definitely probably want to get the front wing, engine, and brakes, centers worked up, so we can get them up to like at least epic pieces. And then kind of go from there, honestly. I mean, obviously, at someday I would like to get the theme park because I think that would add a lot of cool. Well, for one, it's just cool, but it also would add a lot of decent money for us. Does it say how much it costs? We do not see how much it costs yet because it's still locked. We have to get to the level 4 factory and level 4 design center, which would cost us $70 million for the two. But man, definitely would be some nice stuff. I mean, the factory would be useful. The design center is less so. The only reason to get the design center would just be to get the theme park. So we'll find out. We'll get there. I mean, I think this league's going to take us a while to get through, honestly. I could be wrong. I was wrong about the last league, to be honest. I thought it was going to take us at least 5 seasons to get through the last league. So maybe I'm wrong about this league as well. Yeah, I'm definitely... Hey, buddy. We just got here, man. Give me a chance. I mean... 17 years old. Good potential. I mean, 4.5 stars is not bad. And 100% marketability. Some of that marketability is coming from being a drift racer, but 95 would be not terrible. Man. All right, we're starring you, buddy. I mean, he's not listed as a wonder kid, probably because he's not truly going to be able to get up to 5 stars, completely. But boy, he's going to be growing pretty quickly here. He's going to start getting some development on some of these pieces. And if we got him in sooner, then he'd start getting some development from our buildings that we have. Oh, Stillian here. To be continued, my friend. To be continued. All right, there's our suspension. And I don't see any reason not to just go into another suspension. We might as well kind of combo some things up. I think that's probably what we're going to have to do is maybe pick 3 parts each season at most to develop up. Because I don't think we can go, full gamut across the board. So let's just do another suspension. Let's just keep going with that and see what we can work out here. Just keep working our way up to get the best suspension we can get, and then at least that's one part that'll be kind of, mostly locked in. Oh, we don't have enough money. Well then. Sponsors coming up in 3 races. Man, we got a lot of time to wait. Well, we're going to be sitting on the current parts for a bit. I did go pretty aggressive over here on the chassis makeup, so that is part of the reason why we have little bits of monies. I mean, we definitely want to plug this part in, because this part's going to be hanging around for a little bit. And then we also want to plug it in over here. And all these are up to 80, so they can drop off. And we should be able to get some decent stuff on here, so that's going to be good. Well, may have only got to, what, 50? I didn't realize we were 2 days out. 55. I still think it's worth using for one of our nurse guys. I mean, both our guys should have nurse unlocked, right? Yeah, they're both good on nurse, so we can use it with either of them. Cool. All right, I think that's the plan. I mean, we'll do 7th or above. I would be shocked if we got 7th or above. But before any bonuses, we should be making 1.4 million per race, so that's good. That's where that car factory is coming in. In fact, I mean, the car factory by itself is, where is it at? Over here somewhere. There it is, real car factory. How do I get to you? There we go. It's making us $938,000. So not all of that money, but I mean, some of that money is definitely coming from that car. Most of that money is coming from the car factory. So I'm so glad we got that built before we jumped into this league. Yeah, so we're definitely fitting parts here. Roland's going to get the best. Boom, boom. And that's fine. That's fine. Those are okay. And then Roland can take that one. Cool. Wait, how did you suddenly get angry? Oh, because you don't like the... You like this better? No. Look, we got bad parts, man. That's just the way it is. Sorry. We're working on it, my friend. We are working on it. 28 laps. And I think we have 80% fuel in this league as well, right? That's one of the real changes coming in, I believe. I don't think we've done this one, have we? I don't remember this one. No, I remember this one. Never mind. Have we? It looks somewhat familiar and then also doesn't look familiar, so I'm not sure. The shape of the track doesn't look familiar, but this image looks familiar, so I'm probably forgetting. All right, we'll definitely take our 2 feedback gurus. Honestly, I don't know what the strategy is here because we got 3 different sets of tires. Oh, okay, that's gonna make things different. Huh. Well, there is qualifying, so let's at least get the softs on to get the qualifying locked in. Let's actually go back and check our. We're gonna try and do this more often. So it looks like left, left, or I guess maybe I should say probably center. Probably it doesn't really matter. Probably right and probably okay. I think I got this. Trying to use the other driver's stuff to figure out where these things are. It's actually probably further in than that, right? I think because of where they were. Doesn't matter. We'll get it figured out. Since they're on the both on the same side, it kind of made it a little more challenging. Let's pull this up and then just do a bit of tire stuff. Almost something like that. Softs is good. Oh no, this one was the furthest one. Okay. I'm still gonna. I mean, I know the other driver should be a hint. Still kind of want to put it on one edge though, because it just lets me know which direction to go. Much better. Having 3 sets of tires is definitely going to change some of our strategy a bit. There's no part stripping or anything, so that's not a thing we have to worry about. We're off. Oh, you gotta love being able to see the whole race. That is awesome. That is so good. I assume it also helps with some of the pre-race predictions, maybe. I assume. Oh, I didn't do both race quote trim. That's all right. I think we're gonna be fine. So this is pretty far off. Probably needs to be over here, but we'll go with that. You are pretty far off, and you're just good, so we'll go with that. You are the one that's race trim, so you're good. Not the end of the world. We should still definitely have time to at least get the race trim locked in. That's okay. Same amount of time it looks like for our stints as in the previous league. So, man, you are completely off. Stints, race trim, go, go, go. All right, we got an excellent. That helps. Definitely helps. 86%. All right. Very poor to poor. Drop that down a bit. You went from good to great, so drop that a bit, and then let's try and lock this thing in a little bit. Something like that. That might be more than we need, but we'll try that. %. It's not bad. Very poor to good. That's a pretty big jump. So we'll just move that down a bit. And then we'll go from very poor to excellent. Not bad. And then very poor to good. Something like that, maybe. Hopefully I'll have to bring them both in one more time before we can leave them out for the duration of the knowledge gaining. Okay. I mean, still got a little bit left on the wing, but 95% is not bad. And double excellence. Pretty awesome. All right. So we went from poor to good. Really just need a smidge more. And then kind of lock these back in. Something like that. Race trim's good. Keep it going on the softs, please. And you should be good to go, man. 98. Not bad. No, I'm not even going to mess with the handling. We're just going to go with that. Looks good. And go. We should be able to leave you guys out for at least until you get to the max knowledges. Are we going to get the race trim? Oh, we might not get the... How are we so slow on the race trim? I mean, I know we started a little bit on the qualifying, but usually I feel like we would have gotten it by now. What? Are we really not going to get the race trim here? Oh, it was so close. I mean, they were just finishing up that last lap there, too. Closer than it needed to be, that's for sure. Is the practice session shorter than it was in the last one? Maybe it's shorter by like 2 minutes because it felt like we didn't have quite as much time as we usually do. Qualifying. I would be shocked if we came even close to 10th or above, let alone 7th or above. So I think that money's just not gonna happen. How's the weather looking? Looking really good. Car setups. 98 looks good. Tire choice, awesome. Although that means we're not going to have it for the race. That's one thing about having less tires. Less tires for the race. We'll be at most be able to do 2 softs. Wow, that is going to make things different. All right, we'll still simulate these sessions. I am not expecting much here. Yeah, look at there we are. 16th, 17th. I mean, I could be happy with 16th, 17th. Or not 18th, 19th. There we go. There's a 16th. Okay, well, 16th. I mean, that's still going to put us above, maybe might put us above our goal of 9th. That's all we have. 9th or above is our goal. So, there you go. Alrighty. We're definitely taking nurse, and we're going to take that race trim. We're also taking nurse for you, race trim. So 28 laps. We do have, like I said, 80% of the fuel. We only have 1 set of softs left. We could potentially just do it with 1 pit stop if we went out on mediums. But if we go out on softs, we could do it with 1 stint of softs and 1 stint of hards, maybe. Is that too much of a dip? I mean, I think we at least got to start on the softs. Let's try that. And then for you, I assume it's the same story. Yeah, it's the same story. All right, again, we'll start on the softs, and we'll see where we're at from there. Just running this last pair of softs, and then probably go to the hards, is my guess, just for the rest of the race. Just to limit the number of pit stops. I actually forgot how fast our pit stops are. So we start off at 25% of our harvest, and the only thing we have is power mode. We don't have the hybrid mode in this league. Come on, rolling. Let's go, buddy. Show me what you got, my man. I mean, starting off, not looking too bad. I mean, we've moved up 3 spots, I guess, although a lot of that's because the guys below us are on hard tires, so we will have to pit before them. Could turn auto on, but I think I'm just going to run it as is. All right, we're going to drop down to push. We're going to drop down to push. What's your personality going? Oh, not taking team orders. What's the temperature like? 75 and potentially rising a little bit, so I have to drop down to neutral. We probably need to drop down to high. I just remembered. We do have nurse, but our engines are actually not bad. I'll drop it down to high for right now, but I may go back up to a higher mode later. I mean, 14th and 16th. I mean, it's ever so slightly better. Now we are starting to peak out on our temperatures. Let's drop those down. Oh, there's a crash. All right. No. I don't want to come in for the pits because I wouldn't be able to run any tires for long enough. I mean, we'll definitely drop down to the lows stuff. We are going to get a safety car, though. I mean, oh, he actually got out in front of the safety car. I mean, there's something to be said for pitting, but like, what would we pit for? I mean, slower tires? I don't know that would be beneficial to us in any way. Everybody else is pitting, though. They're coming out on mediums. Yeah, I could run 2 stints of mediums, couldn't I? Which would be potentially faster than running just out on hards the whole time, right? Is it too late to pit you? Because this is basically a free pit stop is what it comes down to. So if I do 2 stints on mediums, I think that nets faster. I mean, maybe? It's hard to tell. I don't think I'm going to touch anything else, though. Is he going to be able to make it in the pit this turn? Nope. Okay. I still think it's okay for him to make it in the pit next turn, because I think the pit car is still going to be out there. All right. Well, we're running 2 stints of mediums. A lot of these other guys went to mediums. I'm going to use that as a clue, a hint, to say, hey, maybe you should do what I did. So we'll do this. Come out on mediums, and 2 stints on mediums will be presumably faster than 1 stint on hards. And we lose a couple laps on the softs, but we only had, what, 4 more laps on the softs anyway, maybe? Maybe 5? 2 of those laps are going to be in here. All right, so Ron's going to come in for his pit now. Should be a quick pit. Oh, but did he get a mistake? He's going to be able to come back out, though. He actually got right in there. Look at that. How did he get a... The pit lane was faster than the car lane, and he actually moved up 5 spots just because he pit. Okay. That's hilarious. All right, we got to get a little bit of push here to get a little bit of temperature in his tires. It's a pretty long track, it feels like, right? I mean, it feels like there's a long distance here. All right, we're actually going to go ahead and bump him up to overtake attack. And really, as soon as we see everybody else go, there we go. We're going to hit these buttons, just like everybody else is. That's all she wrote for those buttons. Wow. All right. Well, then we are back to... Honestly, we can probably stay in attack and overtake for just a little bit longer. — 19th. That is rough, file. Our engine conditions are actually looking pretty good. I mean, Roland's hanging in there. He's showing that he deserves to be in this league. He's in a slow car. That's not his fault. Come on, guys. Just hang in there. I mean, Vile, just do the best you can, buddy. Looks like we're holding temperature pretty good on yellow, at least on these mediums, so looks like red yellow is going to be pretty solid for us for a bit. 67% on the engine, 77% looks like we're good. Nurse is definitely helping us out. Recharging our batteries right now, so that's good. I mean, hanging in there. I'm surprised he's staying in 10th. That's honestly, I don't think it's going to last forever, but you know, as long as it lasts, I mean, the longer it lasts, the closer to the front he will be when it finally ends, you know. The more he can hold up these cars behind him, the better. Temperature starting to grow a little bit, but still pretty good overall. All right, I think we're just going to bump up to 12x for a bit here in the middle. All right, let's drop it down to green because we are about to cap out our stuff, and I would like to go double red when that happens, if we can. It might lose us a spot here because he's going down to green. We're the only ones on green. Everybody else is on yellow. But I think it's going to be okay. 98, 99, 100. Attack. Go. 99, 100. Attack. Go. Not much of a boost, huh? Maybe we should just put it on auto. It's not as much of a boost as it was. Oh, safety car. Oh, okay, okay, fair enough. Actually, legit safety car too. Can we come in? Yeah, we can come in to get mediums for the last stint, right? 14 laps. I just don't know if we come in right now. I think we do come in right now. Because there should be 14 laps left. Should help us. I'm gonna do math in my head. 3 and it's 4.2. So 18.2 if we wanted to stay on red. So let's go 18 and go with that. No parts really need to be fixed. I mean, this one technically, but I think we'll be all right. We definitely want to go fast. And then we'll pitch you as well. You're just going to be a little harder on the mediums. Actually, we might wait you one more lap to pit in. I think that'll be better. All right, so you're passed. Go ahead and schedule your pit now. I guess it's not far enough because you shouldn't have 14 laps. You should only have 13 laps. All right, let's try again. Maybe I miscounted. Whatever. Okay, I think this is still the right time to pit though, like in theory. So we'll go ahead and pitch you now. Go ahead and 17 in a bit. Oh, that looks good. Funny thing is, he's going to presumably come out possibly even ahead of Roland here if we get a halfway decent pit, which arguably means we should have pit Roland too, which is crazy to think about. A lot of people came out on hards. I think we can make it with our mediums though. Good pit. No, he didn't. He moved up like 2 spots. It looks like maybe. It's hard to tell. Fast forward this a little bit here. Yeah, definitely start attacking, buddy. ERS fully charged for him. All right, cars going in. Go and just pump both back up to overtake and attack. Drop this down to 4x. As soon as these guys go, we go. There we go. You're gonna go. I mean, I could have you go as well, just because everybody else is going. Literally everybody else is going. So now we need to go, even though we're only at 71%. Just to be able to hold as much of a place where we're at as possible. Rolling. Wow, rolling. Bumping up to 9th. Not bad, buddy. Not bad. Well, we do got to play it a little bit careful with the... No, I think I'm actually going to turn on auto for the rest of this. If they feel like they've got a moment where they can push it, then by all means, buddy, push it. Definitely got to make these tires last, though, the rest of the race. I mean, everybody, all these guys on hards are absolutely going to last the rest of the race. A couple of guys on medium still might not. Definitely DeGraff probably can still make it as well. Maybe. It's 11 laps. No, I don't think he can make it, actually. Or she. All right, just fast forward this middle bit. Really nothing we can do except sit and watch, honestly. We are spectators at this point. Let's drop you down to conserve on the tire. Drop you down to conserve on the tire. I think fuel's looking good. We'll check the fuel again here in just a second. Bump it back up to neutral. All right, across the line. 7 laps remaining. Okay, you need to drop down to high for a bit, I think. Same for you, actually, because 7 would be 9.1. Oh, so you're good. You're good. 9.1. You need a little bit of fuel back before we can do anything else. Another yellow car. Man, there's a lot of crashes on this race. All right, we are 6 laps remaining. That would be 7.8. So maybe one more lap of orange. Five laps remaining. 6.5. Perfect. 6.5 over here. Looks good. Drop you down to conserve for a bit. I mean, 3 crashes. You know, definitely going to make a big difference here. Yeah, we're going to make it on these tires, though. It's good. And, I mean, I think our parts are feeling pretty good. The nurse is definitely helping us out. 2 laps remaining when we cross the line. Yeah, we're good there. A little bit low on his tires over here, so... yeah, okay. Maybe we're 1 lap short of where we would have wanted to be. But I think we're going to make it just fine. I mean, everybody else is relatively low as well, to be fair. But they're losing less per lap than we are because they are on a harder compound. If we can hold on to 9th here. Oh, you don't have enough fuel. Did I miss math? Probably did. Nope, we got it. Just perfect. Just perfect. All right, 9th place. Above 10th. That is... And 12th, honestly. That feels pretty impressive. Look at these guys that only had 1 pit. Wow. But then, of course, 3 pits. And came in 4th, so... Number of pits does not necessarily mean faster laps. And we did pick up some points, to be fair, which is impressive. 5th place team at the moment. I mean, a couple of these guys crashed out, so I'm not gonna be counting my chickens too soon this season. But you know, starting off on 5th place will help the rest of the season. Hopefully, we degrade back down to 9th slower, and therefore stay above 9 as opposed to dropping down to 10th. Hey, chairman's happy. Should have enough money to start that part now, right? It was what, 900,000, I think? It's too soon to ask for some more money. Yeah, we'll take the funds. The sooner we get them, the better. Because we'll be able to bounce back. All right. All that looks good. Car conditions, not too bad, honestly. Take the interview. Alonzo, claim that your brakes. Yeah, we'll make him unhappy. I don't care. Pit crew review. We did have one mistake. Let's check out our pit crew here. Do we have anybody we can hire? We do have a couple people here. I don't want the 78. I don't want the 79. Definitely don't want the 81. The 83 is tempting, but no. Can't really afford that right now. Let's check the mistake percentage. 2020 looks good. This 20 needs to drop out potentially, so let's bring in a 17. There's an 18 here. An 18 here. I guess we'll bring the 16 in. Ouch. Oh, 1.1%. I did not see you, my friend. I mean, in that case, we're bringing the 20 back in. Looks like we're going to have to go with some level of risk, unfortunately. Can you do anything? You can do refueling. Let's drop you down to refueling. Sorry. Not refueling. And then swap the front jack person out for you. I think that's as low as we're going to get it. Nope, here's a 0 right here. What can you do? You can do not a lot. Technically, you can do some refueling. I mean, do we want to take the 13 over the 20 on the tires? That feels pretty extreme. We'll use him if we need to, but for right now, I think we're okay. All right, we'll go with that. And we do want to go ahead and make some parts. Suspension, that one, 900,000. Please build that part. And what are we improving? Oh, we'll check in a second. There's our car repairs. So, this suspension, I mean, honestly, the suspension might not last much longer. Just because I suspect we're going to be building a couple more suspensions. But it's going to last a little bit. So let's at least, you know, get a little bit of stuff on it. I mean, honestly, the rest of the parts lasted just fine. Now, we could potentially eventually get off nurse if we can get everything up, but let's just, honestly, with nurse, and we knew that lasted, let's just focus on the performance for now. Get a little bit more into it, but really just focus on the performance until this new part comes in. Which won't happen until after this race. 35% chance of rain, 32 lap race. Performance work did get finished. Are you still angry, sir? Now you're unhappy. You guys don't make no sense. All right, we'll go with this. See what we can do. Where are we going? Japan. Now, we've definitely done this one. In fact, I think we got this one as an additional race in the very first league, right? The Euro Cup? Suddenly can't remember. But yeah, I think this one got added on as our final race in that one as well. So we're fairly familiar with Yokohama. guys. 34 lap race. Could technically do it on one pit on mediums, but pitting for tires is relatively fast. So I think at worst we would just do 3 softs, or maybe a super soft and a parasoft, something like that. So I think that will be the plan. A pit for just tires is not too costly in the grand scheme of things. Race trim for both of you guys. Let's go. So it is a 12-minute session, though. Huh. Wonder why it felt like so much faster. Or so much less time, I should say. Kind of had a feeling we had the wings, but I'm not surprised about the other two. 62%. Not bad. Let's get a little bit more on the downforce this direction. You are way off, though. And you... something like that. Everything else looks good. 67%. Wrong one. There we go. Got excellent on the wings. That's a good start. Very poor to good. And then poor to great. Try something like that. So poor to great, and then poor to great. Something like that, maybe. I think we just leave these guys out for a bit this time. Let them do their thing. I mean, at least we're going to get race trim this time. Let's go ahead and bring in Layla. She was the furthest away. Are we going to be able to get it before... oh, so close. So I don't think so, though. Now we can bring you in. Still don't have the handling, unfortunately. Huh. Guess we just didn't bump it enough. Try something like that. We are going to switch back over to qualifying, though. We'll send you out for 3 laps. I don't know how much we're actually going to get. Do I even want to... yeah, we'll use a set of softs for this. This can be fine. We can get 1 tier. That'll be fine. Oh, triple excellent. Gotta love it. 98. I mean, technically, there's still a point out there, point or two out there, but I mean, who knows what it is or which direction. Yeah, I think we should. Yeah, we'll definitely at least get 1 level here. I don't think we have time for 2. Probably about halfway, is my guess. Oh, maybe. I guess we got to cross the line in time. There you go. 2 and 2. That's not bad. That could help out a lot. I mean, the tire stuff is not as important. It's mostly the qualifying trim that will help us just kind of get a good place in the qualifying, hopefully. Looks like the track will be dry. So we definitely want soft tires and qualifying trim. Or super softs, I should say. Super softs, qualifying. And all that looks good. Assuming this is better. 96, barely, but it is. We technically could probably squeeze in a teeny bit more. Let's see if that gives us any more. I mean, about the same as the last one, so not amazing, to be fair. But that's kind of to be expected, isn't it? 16th, 17th, that's a little bit better, right? Because I think Roland was 16th last time. Via was what, 18th, 19th, something like that? So it's a little bit better. And obviously, as we continue to develop parts, that will continue to grow, although like, other people are continuing to develop parts as well. How are we looking? I don't see any rain. All right, well that's interesting. No, we're just gonna do race trim and nurse still. Not even worry about the tire part. Oh, we actually used all of those. I mean, it's okay. 13. We do 3 stints of softs. That might not be a bad option. I mean, I could definitely see not getting that extra pit, but I feel like that extra pit is so fast that we gain it back on the good tires. I could be wrong, though. I'm just going to turn these on auto, I think. Let them use them as they see fit. You know, if they see an opening, go for it. There you go, rolling. Moving up. Doing good, buddy. How does Roland have 2 purples? I was going to say, there's no way he's got the fastest lap, right? There you go, Roland. Trying to boost up a little bit. Almost got past him. Not bad. What's the temperature like? 77. Relatively warm, at least for the tires. All right, let's go 12x to this middle bit. Not really much interaction from us for anyway. Looks like we're going to have to drop down to green here. Same for you. Bring a little bit of heat off that tires. Hang it in there, guys. Do good. Should get the message here. Oh, that's right. These are the middle tires, so I'm not sure when he'll get us the message, to be honest, telling us that his tires are worn out. Although I guess that's based off of the type of tire. So I think for these it's what, 20? 25? Let's see, let you finish your little boost, and then I'll drop your tires down. It's just revenge. Okay, tires. We'll just keep coming in on softs for now, which do give us 13. Oh, so we are gonna have to put fuel in. Ah, interesting. There are 20 laps left. We filled it up. We would need 26 laps to be able to go red the rest of the race, which is exactly how much we can get. All right, guess we're going fill up now. We're gonna stack you guys up. What's the gap here? 8 seconds. And this is gonna be a 8-second pit, 9-second pit, something like that. No, I think it's gonna be like an 11-second pit. So they will stack up. But I think we have to go for it. I mean, him stacking up for briefly is probably not as bad as trying to go out on some worn out tires. Oh, it looks like it's 13 seconds. My mistake. I mean, it was like a 2-second, maybe. Maybe. I know, buddy. But again, if you've been out on those worse tires, I think you would have stacked up more, or you would have been slowed down more. Obviously, ideally, we would not do that. I mean, he's pretty far behind, but there's a lot of people who have not pit yet, so that's going to make a difference. I'm hoping they don't stack up again. Well, they are very much neck and neck right now. But they are far enough apart that they would be fine now. Right, should be getting a message, at least from Vile here in a second. Yep, there we go. There's Vile. Definitely enough time to do that. Almost enough time to do super sauce, actually. I think it's too close. No, yeah, let's go for it. Why not? You can get 6 laps off these super softs. We'll try it. And we got enough fuel. So I think everything else looks good. So we'll just go back to balanced. Roland should be messaging soon. There is message. He is going to go one more lap though, but that definitely means he can 6 to 8, 7 to 9. Yeah, we'll do the 7 to 9s. Do a set of these. Looks good, looks good. Looks good, looks good. I mean, maybe we could have avoided the extra pit if we'd gone to mediums. So maybe that would have been the better strategy, but I think we'll be all right. Quick pit. Push. Parts are looking okay. I mean, engine's looking okay. Should be all right. Now we got to baby your tires just a little bit more than we had been, obviously. Oh, you're fine. You guys just go back out in yellow. How did we miscalculate the fuel that much? That feels odd. Oh, he got lapped. Did you both get lapped? Maybe that. Oh, they both got lapped. Okay, that's what it was. All right, 17th and 19th, not great. I mean, Roland it wasn't good because he wasn't the one that got stacked up. File, we obviously stacked up, lost him a couple seconds. Although, I mean, let's look at the times. We lost him, what, 2 seconds? Was 2 seconds going to make a difference between 19th and 18th? Maybe it might have been 3 seconds at most. I don't think it would have made a difference, to be honest. I don't know if we're going to get the timings. Don't think I'm seeing the timings. It's all right. Oh, there we go. I was just going to say +1 lap. So it doesn't really matter. But I don't think he was that much closer to 18th anyway. So I don't even think, even if he hadn't gotten stacked up, I don't think it would have mattered. I mean, expected 9th, became 9th. So, in theory, the chairman should be a little happy. Man, he's going to start dropping off quick in a hurry. Oh, my goodness. I mean, she's going to become the better driver here in a bit. That is going to be funny. In fact, she might actually already be a better driver than him right this second. Her 16 is almost as good as his 18. Her 18 is better than his 14. Her 7's worse. Her 18 is better than his 10. 20 is better than 11. 10's equal. 9's slightly worse than cornering. And 11's better than braking. So really the big difference is her consistency is better. Her fitness is better, but his adaptability is better. But a lot of our other things are slightly better or equal. Yeah, she's. We might have. Goodness, we might only have one more race left in him. That is bad. Wow. Oh, there's our suspension. And there's our save. Well, this is going to be an interesting season, for sure. Currently 12th and 16th here. 8th here. I'm expecting, again, 9th. I mean, if we can stay above 10th, I will be happy. Just stay in the league. That's the goal. But we definitely have our work cut out for us, for sure. We're in a very interesting place, to say the least. The 3rd place headquarters feels really good, though. That means we have a good foundation to build off of. But yeah, I think we're going to have to demote Vile here very, very soon, unfortunately. That big contract he just signed. Not a great idea. I just wasn't paying attention to his age. That's completely on me. Oh, well. I do appreciate you guys watching. May God bless you, and I hope you join me again next time. Thank you, and goodbye.